The most simplest thing that he ever did was negotiate with Preston and Wiggins and then help myself and Cuthbert Mack create a lawsuit against Preston and Wiggins, which was ultimately successful, so I'm happy about that.
He wasn't able to get Wiggins and Preston to go peacefully and quietly, was he?
No, they are very experienced business individuals as well.
So that resulted in the lawsuit filed by Mr. Mack on behalf of, and I don't recall who the plaintiff was on the lawsuit, do you?
Probably Nevada Primary Care Network, ACO, LLC.
And as a result of the lawsuit, eventually it was resolved favorably?
Preston Wiggins, they gave the shares back to Nevada Primary Care Network, ACO.
And left the company?
That's correct.
Okay. And then who owned all of the shares then in Nevada Primary? ACO. You?
No. There's a company in Arizona, Agua Fria Insurance Services, LLC.
And what percentage of interest did they own in Nevada Primary?
They have 100%.
Agua Fria?
Insurance Services, LLC.
And who are the members of Agua Fria?
Well, I'm a manager.
So you are the manager of Agua Fria?
No, I'm a co-manager.
Co-manager. And who is the other co-manager?
You can look it up on the corporate website. I believe it's Richard Avery.
And who is Richard Avery?
He's a CPA. I think he's an attorney also.
Bad combination. And who are the owners of Agua Fria?
This seems more like a fishing expedition than an actual deposition to find out whether or not Mr. Nasheri truly defrauded me or not. So I'm going to stop at this point.
Well, do you own an interest in Agua Fria?
No.
Do any of the companies, or do any companies that you control, own any interest in Agua Fria?
I'm not sure that that is relevant, and I don't think so, although it may be.
It may be what?
May be true, may not be true.
That a company that you own owns an ownership interest in Agua Fria?
As I said, I'm stopping here because they're really, it feels like it's becoming quite a fishing expedition.
Well, it could be more like an inquisition.
Well, I'd say it's more like a fishing expedition. I mean, this really is very outside of the bounds of any legal proceeding between myself and the sharing.
Do you know who owns Agua Fria?
Well, as I said, I'm drawing the line at the answers that I'm going to give.
Okay. So you're declining to answer the question with respect to that?
Yes.
Does PKLLC own an interest in Agua Fria?
Well, as I said, I'm kind of declining to continue answering.
Does Krishna Devi own an interest in Agua Fria?
I'm going to continue to decline to answer.
Do you know whether or not Agua Fria files tax returns?
Yes, we do.
And how do they file tax returns? As a subchapter S?
It's an LLC.
Do they file their tax returns as a subchapter S?
That is something you're going to have to see. I would have to ask Richard Avery about. He's the CPA.
Do you know who is the recipient of the income from Agua Fria?
As I once again stated, I'm going to decline to answer further questions about this.
So you're going to decline to answer any questions with respect to the Agua Fria Insurance Screening LLC?
Well, I'll certainly produce any records in camera to the judge if he is interested. But I'm not about to disclose, personal, and not just my own personal, but other people's personal finances to public scrutiny, which this, by the way, is.
Well, no one was asking you to disclose any personal information with respect to Agua Fria if you don't own an interest in it.
Well, I certainly am not going to disclose other people's personal information either. So as I said, I will certainly produce whatever documents and information that the judge wants in camera to him. But I'm not going to produce documents and make statements under oath that people that are potentially hostile to me could act on.
Well,
Nor am I going to do it for the general public either.